Okay, hello everybody. How you doing today? There's some people in the chat. Checking, yeah, everything's working fine. The mic is working. Music, yeah, I'm not sure it's needed. Anyway, so Bitcoin. We have some move, right? Nothing extreme this week, but we've been moving up. So yeah, pretty nice so far. Hello, Pixel. Nice to see you. So yeah, we have a nice move up. We're pretty choppy move up, but we did move up this week. I was about to say as expected, but I was kind of looking for something a bit more aggressively upward. And yeah, I mentioned in the tweet here that I'm starting to flip bearish now. Explain why. So yeah, obviously on this chart we can see already the first sign is daily RSI resistance here. Obviously we still are also just on the chart at, you know, our resistance that everybody can see. But more important than that to me, it's going to be the order book here, which is flipping quite aggressive. It flipped quite aggressively on the sell side here. And so I'm going to try to explain this chart as clearly and quickly as possible. We'll try to keep the live rather short as well. Well, we'll see. If you have questions, I will be there, but yeah, I was thinking maybe taking a look at the Roaring Kitty live stream in half an hour, I think. So yeah, I'm gonna try to keep that mind tight. Hey, Wind, being a swing. Nice to see you. Going fine, thank you. Hope you too. So yeah, here we have on this chart, so the TRDR website with order book representation in different way. So, well, we have here the Binance order book, which is not necessarily the most important here. What we can see down there is so aggregated order book of all the spot markets, and we have on the first line here the 0.1% spread, so that's between 0 and 1% away from where price is. And we can see here, for example, that we have a dominance. It is red, so we have a dominance in sellers, and we have a peak of 200 million in the order book here in the 1% spread, with big imbalance for sellers, and below the between 1 and 2.5%. And here we reach a peak of 240 million, 46 million. I think it's even a bit more if we look on the 1 hour chart. Well, we reach a all-time high in terms of order book depthness. So yeah, so things are gonna move over the next months as we study this order book indicator, because the spike, well, the volume is growing, right? Especially since we have the ETF, right? Because basically there's new liquidity and bigger market makers, new market makers. So there's more liquidity, so there's more size in the order book, obviously. Nonetheless, I try to highlight here. Yeah, sorry, the ETF launch was here, but we see a clear trend in more. Right? What I try to highlight here is when we have spikes into the order book here. to the seller of the book especially, right? And so when we reach above 190 million and above 140 million here, as you can see, have been pretty well correlated with stops, right? Now you can see in the first part of this range, the buying climax and secondary test here. Obviously we stayed, not really we stayed with, but we often went and we stayed mainly into the very high sale of the book here, and we still went a bit higher, right? It's not because there is high selling order books that we cannot go there and fill this ask, right? So I'm not necessarily saying that I'm expecting this to be the major top, right? But you can see still that when we zoom in a bit, is still these very high spikes usually correspond with the high in price, right? And sometimes it just give like temporary high and we continue higher, just this kind of drop here, and it's pretty much what I'm expecting. Maybe I'm gonna flip on the 1 hour, hide this for a minute. And yeah, I think that's what I'm looking for now. It's not that, so again, it's not necessarily that we reach the very top. I think we can still go higher. We can still very possibly go to new all-time highs, but not necessarily on the first go, you know, because just to compare with this period here, you can see when we reach this very high oil book, we tend to have very deep retracement that look for quite big liquidity. We're still on a 1 hour chart here, so it's quite significant move down. Maybe here a bit less, but well, we'll see what we reach here. You know, we have a spike out, spike down, quite aggressive choppiness, and that's a bit what I'm expecting, and so also why I'm not feeling very bullish here locally. We had a very sustained high order book selling, seller dominance, and yeah, I think what I feel is that we're due for more upside still. I mean, potentially more upside, but even if we get more upside, I think this is gonna keep into the choppiness a bit like I would compare to this period here, right? This kind of stuff. And overall, I think there's good decent probabilities that this will form a significant top. The question is how high I will go. I wish I will know the answer right now. I don't. I'm still sure from today here, and you know, I will probably just simply take my profit at liquidity point, right? I have an initial take profit below this intermediary low. We'll have another one here, another one here, another one lower. I'm just gonna stare out like this. Hey, Joker is in the place. Nice to see you, friend. Luke is here as well. You will cry. Oh, sorry, everybody. No, you know, I think we can still go to even 77k, right? Again, if I compare to what we have here, we have these two nice, very highlighted level of sell walls here. We still went very much higher, and yeah, I think 77 is really not out of the question, but I'm really questioning that we go beyond, right? And I think we can get more chop first. So yeah, I'm gonna try to tie that with a count that makes sense as well. Quick look at the derivative of the book as well. On the 0 to 20% spread, it's not as much obvious, but you know, we can see we really went above the 500 million marks on the, especially on the sales. Well, yeah, on the sell side, especially on this one to 2.5, and yeah, we kind of reach that point again. Last time was here and during the sales. Bit less concerned by derivative in terms of order book, but you know, there is surely a bit of chasing take profit happening here, as we can see the big drop in open interest, probably long closing from lower into top long getting stopped out liquidating. I believe that's what we are saying. But maybe we'll see a bigger short squeeze. The thing is, yeah, we will also have quite a fat side wall here locally. Hardly, well, can still go beyond that, but yeah. It feel a bit heavy, and when I'm looking at sentiment from my own personal perspective, you know, in social media, etc., I can feel the overly bullishness picking up here as we reach the high of the range, and so that's also bringing me extra caution. I guess if we look at the Fear and Greed index, we'll see that we are in extreme greed as well. Yeah, of course, not really surprising. There is also a bit of hype with GME, GameStop stock going up very hardly. Stock market still very much into an uptrend, with Nvidia going still crazy up. So you know that tied into sentiment. Now we are starting to see central bank flipping to a rate cut, so that also brings into sentiment a bit too much overly bullishness in my opinion. That FOMO can be build up even more into more liquidity. So again, that's why I don't say we cannot go beyond all-time high here. But feel a bit trappy. So yeah, locally we also have some argument to say, yeah, that's kind of a nice resistance. Now this trend line resistance, you know, that I like to draw. So be very aware that it can work very nicely, very precisely, and sometimes we just target the trend line and reverse. It's nice resistance, and sometimes you will have a bit of a move beyond and come back and to form just a bull trap, you know. So you have a bull trap in the sense of a break of a trend line resistance on the RSI, but almost all the time it's also correlated with a significant level on the chart, right? And obviously this is a significant level because it is all-time high, and we rejected 1, 2, 3 times here already. We are the 4th time testing that resistance. The more you test the resistance, the more you can expect a break, right? So yeah, maybe we just get a bit of pullback and we'll finally break it. I think there's pretty nice hold that will break that. Because yeah, that would bring even more bullishness. We also have the trend line here. So that might be also enough. It's a bull trap. And you see the correlation in fact. Sometime you will see that the price is tapping into resistance and RSI is starting to move through it, so it's an indication that yeah, strength is running through resistance here. So might be an indication of a breakout. Breakout coming. Here we have kind of an inverse situation where we have tentative of breakout, a small one here, another one here, while resistance is not breaking. Apart from that, we have our 12-hour stochastics, so reach of about and I've been crossing down now. You know, it's like every other indicator. It's not because it's overbought that it crossed down that it have to reverse immediately, but the track record is not bad overall. Each time we cross back the 12-hour stochastic in this range, we did print a significant high, right? Yeah, as well. Only time different here is there where we stayed overbought. Well, here we still give a nice pullback, right? But yeah, all the way up here. So you know, it's not perfect track record, but here on how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 7 very precise indication here. Still at value are high also, of course. So you can have how much how much confidence you want. Of course, it is resistance here. Now, in terms of count, things are going to get a bit complicated. I will start with less complicated, which is a higher time frame here. So, you know, I had this idea that with, well, yeah, either this count or the one, yeah, or this one, rather. You know, that we could indeed extend this range a lot longer, and especially over the summer. Well, we are in summer now. Well, this is predicting a bit more than summer. The idea is if we have a wave down that lasts from, you know, March to end of April, the B wave could last a bit more, and yeah, in terms of time equilibrium here, this could even last a bit more than the summer and bring us to later this year. You know, this kind of count does allow us to get above new all-time high. Now the question is, because we can have a flat here, right? So flat can go a bit beyond, and that's why we're looking at the 123 retrace of the move down here as a potential target, because it is, well, just in terms of fib trading, that's, you know, very nice level. You know, you look at the 123 retrace, either side out of your range, you know, you will have liquidity because it's above or under the range. And in Elliott Wave, that will fit a flat, which is a setup that Bitcoin love. And so yeah, that's also why I'm saying 77k. So here it's 78. $77,600 here. Oh yeah, because I took the initial of the range. 78 for B wave potential target, but 77 it's based on just the first part of the range, so more of a fib trading strategy. Or I'd rather be conservative for the, you know, TP target at that. I'll give you a general area. So yeah, I have kind of this in mind still. Now it doesn't mean that the initial bullish count is invalid. It's still very much valid. As from being, you know, a much higher target here. That said, yes, there is an in-between with that. it's gonna come to the similar conclusion. Is we could also just be printing a fifth wave here and entering a bigger wave 4. Similar conclusion, but that will bring even longer period of reaccumulation here because we'll just be starting the major wave 4. You know, when I see the hype and kind of there's still a lot of certainty about the bull market and the high target, yeah, maybe we'll just skip into that range for a little more. I can find at least 2-3 scenario to fit that bias. Where it's becoming a bit more complicated, well, is when you try to count that rise, right? Because when you kind of know the drill if you watch me, right? But you know, compared to when you have a pretty clear third wave in the middle, and here you have a nice 5-wave structure, things are clear. And this kind of stuff, you know, while I can clearly make the argument, well, we have a move up, we have a consolidation, retracement, another move up, another consolidation, another move up. So, you know, you can count 5 like this. Obviously, we went beyond again here, so you know, maybe we'll just add another extension into the fifth here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like this. The thing with that is I cannot see anything really satisfying in the sense that it meets the general guidelines, the things that you are looking for into your count. The clean count possible, the most simple count, the most obvious one that tell you, yeah, it's the obvious one, but it's so probably the much likely one as well. Here there is hardly one that is more likely than an other. You could fit an ABC in the ABC, make a WXY. You can make a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, so whatever you want, right? But yeah, it's constrained, uptrend with heavy choppiness, pretty close to the previous high. So you don't have your clear third wave and consolidation higher. You're only stepping up. So yeah, that makes this part a bit more iffy to me, and so I'm hardly gonna give a very high confidence top target right now. I'm flipping extra cautious, and I'm a lot more inclined to take the short way at the present themselves. So just, you know, basically on liquidity taken, if I can, like a straight line here. There we go. So, you know, I still trade both sides, right? Take the short, take the long, take profit, both sides. Alright, I'm just a bit more aware that, yeah, 60k could come back. I have an idea here. I don't know, fine, maybe not so bad. Maybe a bit more choppiness in here. You know, still kind of the same idea of a flat, basically. So that would allow us to, you know, still get a bit more liquidity here. Not necessarily take all-time high yet. And still have a quite an heavy drop and just build some kind of flat here. So again, looking at the 123 retrace of that move down, bring us to 73,200. like this, you know, because you can see on the lower time frame you have quite the sell wall still a bit above us, so you know you can argue, well, maybe we're gonna fill that before it's a bit more retracement, you know. Rejected from one here, but yeah, you know, you can see this go a bit higher before getting a bit heavier drop, and it's not because of, yeah, a heavier drop here, in the sense that we might be into some sort of distribution. We will still continue higher, and then in that case, what do I fit into that? Well, that's where, you know, we could see an ABC up here. Fill this as a flat here as an ABC. So, you know, take the low or not. I don't think we'll need necessarily to get these lows to have a bunch of liquidation on such a move here. You know, maybe we'll just keep up on the uptrend here. And make that basically a WXY. WXY and get our Y still towards 27, and that ID kind of like, because, well, it means that it's gonna remain quite choppy and complicated to count, because we'll be into a Y wave, so we can still see a lot of overlapping, a lot of ABCs in all sense, and still going up. So that's the kind of price action that, yeah, makes things complicated. Not only for UTGN, right? The WXY is usually mean also choppiness, so no clear trend. It complicated for a lot. And when complicated, that means FOMO at high, bearishness at lows, and a lot of liquidity. So yeah, that's an idea here. And for the bullish side, the problem I have here, you know, is, well, you have your most clear wave is the first here, right? You have a very nice impulse, high or low. But yeah, you can argue for 1-2 here. When you don't reach the 16918 here, that makes this not a great wave 3, but it could be a wave 3. Could have a 4 here and a 5 at that point. So that could mean also a bit heavier drop, and that will fit the higher time frame ID perfectly. So you either bullish when you go into 1-2, or you go into an A, B, you come back into this kind of zone here, and you go back into your C wave high. And, you know, just play the range of the summer, basically. And yeah, there was a few alternatives. So yeah, that was the trade from last week, which I will have take profit now, at least a good chunk. And that's what could make things a bit looking maybe a bit more bullish if we can reach a fifth wave here towards 70. Well, just a super all-time high, basically. And make this just a wave 3, right? And so we consolidate and we go for a fifth. The fifth can get either extended, either we go back for a bigger structure. So I mean, yeah, that's still work. Well, that I talked about already. Yeah, otherwise it's a flat ID. So yeah, well, with all of that in mind, what do we do? Wow, I'm just inclined to say I'm favoring short, and I'm favoring trying to size up a bit more the short side and trying to bring a significant chunk of this short a bit more lower. Where will I take the next short? That's why I'm wondering myself. And I'm, I'm doing what I can here, but it's really complicated to read that for more. So I think what I'm trying to think if I can give a short setup, but yeah, I'm not so much comfortable to do so either. Because I can see this reversing here. Can see it go a bit higher into 73. I could see just, keep chopping here and finally reverse, but I cannot forecast a count for that. I can see how this could happen. And maybe the best bet is to wait for a reversal. If you got this kind of stuff here, maybe you short here, and now you have your clear invalidation and you bring it down there. And if it's going a bit higher, what would I want to see? I would want to see the break of market structure here, and not really a loss of it. Oh, now you got to short my beer. My beer, not my bear. Surely, ideally, you got to retest, but there's nothing less sure than that. You may have your fucking drop and it just bring it back up again. So I will say, sit tight. Be mindful of that. Be age mindfully, or have your stop mindfully. Now, not close all my longs either, because I'm still looking for that new all-time high still in this pocket. I would be a lot more comfortable to short if whatever happened here, even if this could take several months, but if I can see a bit of a structured distribution and I'll trend chain, I would be a lot more comfortable to trade back inside the range at that point, right? Could say short here, but it's a bit late here already. Right here is more my first take profit than where I will be entering the short. Maybe this, if we get this kind of stuff, It's hard to forecast exactly where I will want to short. I'm sharing you what makes me cautious here. And do with that what you can. I don't know. Do you have any questions, guys? And take a quick look. Magic spread. We did have slight selling on Bitfinex earlier this week, but nothing major. or positioning on margin. Oh, it's nothing major here. No big red signal, at least from them. That's probably what gonna get me a bit more trigger if I start to see a sell signal triggering on Bitfinex here. With the confidence I already have, probably join that. CME is still trading at a fat premium. There's lots. Oh yeah, there's lot of options. Open interest, and we have a max paying currently sitting at 55,000 for the highest open interest of all, which is at the end of June. So we have nearly 7 billions open interest with a max paying at 55,000 here. Hand of mount. Makes you think, right? Yeah, there's quite the call that have been bought above at 75k and above. Maybe that's gonna be the level, 75,000. Yeah, that makes sense. Kind of. Okay, let me try something. There were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. I have 1, 1 here. What do we think about Ethereum? What do we think about Ethereum? I didn't really look at it for a while. It's so dead in terms of volume here. We have Ethereum aggregated on Binance. I mean, that looked like still wave 4 here, so I think we're going to take the highs though. Yeah, I think there is a few high to be taken on Ethereum. What wave 4 we are in? Still in that one. A, B, C, D, E. So if this holds, that could be nice. Can see a triangle here for wave 4, and wave 4 that degree gonna be 146. Yeah, yeah. Either this, maybe we gonna get the low. I would still like to reach 261.8 on log. Because here 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. Well, I guess we can. Yeah, maybe this is well enough. Let's make it. So that would mean the larger fall already. And so yeah, that would mean it takes a low here. Yeah. Thank you. Well, it's still all-time high after that, and after that, I think we'll have complete an impulse, so we can come back. Potentially correlated the high with the ETF launch. It would be nice. Still don't know when it will be. But you know, we can extend wave for a bit more. This could turn into a triangle. The fifth could take a bit of time. Sometime over the summer. Hey, hasta la vista. Coming at the end of the stream. Yeah, in fact, I think PT stream should be starting soon, no? It's not started already. Right. What do you do with such a chat? Sometimes I feel lonely in my chat, but can't do anything with that. How is GME looking? Stack up. There is some hype. There is some hype. Okay. So yeah, some concern still for stocks. With the overall trend, you know, I kind of felt that we were reaching a top sooner than later, but I think there's still some upside potential. So we'll see how much I'm right, how much I'm wrong, and how it correlated with Bitcoin. That will start to concern me a lot more if I start to see a very big bearish confirmation on stock. Maybe Bitcoin will move first in that case. Again, you know, I'm not really seeing all-time high being topped yet. I mean, I don't think we reached the top of that cycle yet. And even if I'm looking for more consolidation, for now I'm looking more for consolidation that's really the very top. But at the same time, if we start to have a 5-wave structure and come back here, and this start to turn into, you know, that could be turning into a distributional range. But if that's the case, I think we're still way early. So yeah, not necessarily looking for whatever top we will reach here to be the end. I think there will be something else, or at least stronger distribution. This is not a distribution of a what's this one right? Anyway, yeah. Yeah, I think I covered everything. Options. Open interest. You know, I'm looking at open interest. I'm giving a bit less weight into derivative. You know, still have nice reaction here and there, but there's also a lot more of the liquidity that is at CME now and in the options. That's why I'm looking a lot more at options now. And yeah, there's nothing saying we are overeating here on derivative on the funding side. Nothing compared to what we have earlier in this range, right? But it's still very aggressive rise in open interest this week. So one side gonna get liquidated. If it is a short side, well, it usually send us to 77k. If it is a long side, well, you just have to drop to 60k to start 90% of that. Even more potential. Think we are due for a 7% move either way. So yeah, okay, thanks for joining, guys. It was a pleasure to be your host today. Hope that was interesting, and hopefully next week maybe things will be a bit clearer to get a nice setup, because yeah, my bias is flipping here, but I would not say sell everything and short everything here. Definitely not. But at least don't get caught into chasing price either way, because yeah, rather play the range and liquidity and take profit quickly the other side, and be aggressive on your take profit. That would be my advice. Thanks and welcome. Okay, see you soon. Bye bye.